comedy routine. In advance, he would like to apologize for anything he says that is politically incorrect, the use of foul or other offensive language, or anyone he insults or maligns, because after all, it is comedy. And really, truth be known, he doesn't care. Please welcome Dennis McCurdy.
Lee, thanks for that pimple popping, whatever that was. You know, it's funny, I always wanted to, this is a great opportunity for me, I always wanted to be a comedian. I mean, I really, think about it. I mean, to be a comedian, you get to make fun of people, you get to bitch and whine and complain and grumble, and you get paid for it. I mean, most of my life I've been doing that for free. But I have a couple problems with comedians. Yeah, I do, really. You know, and some of these guys out there, they think like the F-bomb is, you know, it should be a main part of your vocabulary. Every third or fourth word, it's like F this, F that. I mean, I wonder sometimes, don't they have enough brains to write some good material? Filthy fuckers. But the other thing I don't like about them is they're always making fun of their spouses, right? Their girlfriends, their boyfriends, their partners. It's just constant rag, rag, rag. I just personally think it's kind of mean and rude. I mean, I don't let that stop me, but speaking of girlfriends, Doreen, my girlfriend, Doreen is just, Charlie, she's the kindest, nicest person in the world. She's just a dream. She's actually a registered nurse and a brain specialist. She does people with acquired brain injuries, which explains her interest in me. But not only that, Doreen's a pack rat. I mean, she should be going out with you, Brian.
There we go.
Not me, Jesus. She's a pack rat. I mean, she's disorganized. And she, you know, we just moved her out of her house. And there was like 12 bottles, you know those pump things, the soap to wash your hands, 12 bottles. It's like, who needs 12 bottles? Well, she buys something, she puts it somewhere, she forgets she has it, she goes out and buys another one. I mean, there's 5 ketchups, 12 bottles, you know, 32 cans of Campbell's soup. And this has been going on for years because I'm saying to myself, what's all this soup for? Well, it's good. I look at some of the 1985, 1987. You know, her thing is as long as it's still in the can, or if the bread only has 90% green on it, it's still good to eat. She just, so you know, I thought, what the heck? I love her. I'm going to help her out. So I bought her that book by Marie Kondo. You know the book Marie Kondo? The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. You got that book, Sharon? You love that. It's a great book, right? And you know, in the book it says, if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it. When I got home that night, my clothes were in the driveway. But you know, as good as she is and as smart as she is, she'll say dumb things to me all the time. Like, don't fall down the stairs. Good thing you told me because I was planning on it. Or, don't have an accident. Ah, man, it was all the fun out of life. What the hell's going on here? Can't fall down the stairs, can't have an accident. Speaking of accidents and cars, you know what I hate about cars and people, vans and all those things? Is those little white people they put on the back of them, right below the window, you know, or on the window. You know, the father, the mother, the 2 kids holding hands, the dog and the cat, and it's like, really? But more than that, the ones I hate the most were the ones that say, baby on board. I'm thinking to myself, good thing you told me because I was going to smash into you. Now I know. I'll be careful. Really? Come on. What's that all about? Well, I think you drive around Sturbridge in these towns, and we have a lot of traffic in Sturbridge nowadays, and so I drive around, and I always try to be a very courteous driver. I'm a very aware driver, so I know who's behind me, I know what's coming in the other lane, who's in front of me. I pay attention so that I can let someone out because I know how frustrating it can be to be stuck there. And so a lot of times I'll be coming down the road and I'll see a gap, and I'll slow down, and I'll flash my lights, and I'll wave to the person, and I'll flash my lights, and I'll wave to the person, and I'll flash my lights, and I'll wave to the person, and they're sitting there. They're sitting there looking at their phone when they're supposed to be pulling out of the parking space. And what the hell? So I think we need a new one of those little things for the back of the car. Moron on board. I mean, I'd vote for that one. I think we should we could probably make a fortune doing that. Moron on board. And you talk about driving around, so you can see this on the Mass Pike, but I saw it one day coming up from Connecticut. I'm driving up from Connecticut on 84, beautiful day, looking out at the forest out in the distance, and I see this huge, tall thing with branches on it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, a sequoia in Connecticut. Oh no, it's a cell tower. I mean, what idiot thought you could put 5 or 6 branches on a cell tower and people would think, oh wow, what a tree, man, that's really good. I mean, who comes up with this crap anyway? It's just amazing. So I'm gonna have a lot of pet peeves. Well, just talking about something. You know, girls, you don't have a problem with this, but guys do. I mean, you know, in the men's rooms we have, unless you've been in the men's room, I don't know if you have or not, but they have these things called urinals, right? You know what those, you've at least heard of them, right? Well, some of them nowadays you go in, and like you go to Staples over here in Sturbridge, okay? And the urinal is a foot off the floor. So you know what happens? You get splashback. So by the way, I mean, if your husband comes home or your boyfriend comes home with water on his knees, you'll know he's been to Staples. You know? But it's like, I don't understand why. I mean, maybe the plumber was on crack or smoking dope, I don't know why. But why would you put a urinal that far off the floor in Staples? I mean, I understand maybe to satisfy all their 5-year-old customers that come in. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And before I get going, I'll talk about my favorite subject, millennials. Yeah, you guys. I have a new tenant, and she's a millennial. She's 19 years old, and she texts me one day and goes, my light bulb's burned out. Okay. That's not the funny part. The funny part is she's an electrical student. Can you know, I don't know how you're going to do on your mass electrical exam if you can't replace that light bulb, but you used it, you fix it. And I have one working for me too, and she's got one of those things, a nose ring. You know, I mean, who wants to walk around all day with looking like a booger's coming out of your nose? I mean, look, imagine going to dinner with that person. I mean, it's like just hanging there. You know, she thinks she's clever. She stuffs it in her nose, you know, while she's at work. I'm thinking, basically, what the hell is that thing? Jesus, damn millennials. But in closing, you know, we all have a lot of stress in our life, and so personally, I've been working on a lot of things like, John, you don't look so happy tonight over there. What's going on?
Nothing really.
Nothing. I thought, you know, Charlie, you're.
I'm a little stressed.
You're a little stressed. Yeah. Well, Charlie, nobody knows, but Charlie lost a very good friend this week. Yeah. His name was George Taft. Actually, it was Taft Baker. I'm sorry, I get it confused, Charlie.
Me too.
Yeah, I know. And nobody knows this, but Charlie, because he's a musician, was always involved in music. So Taft Baker was one of the people who wrote the Hokey Pokey. And they were having a real problem. They had his funeral this week, and they're having a real problem with him. The mortician was just frustrated because as he's getting him ready, he put his left foot in and his right foot came out. And he put his left arm in and his right arm came out. And then he went back and put the right one in and the left one came out. You know, it was just, so Charlie's been distraught all week because of that. But because of that, Charlie, I want to give you something. I mean, I've been working a lot. I always work a lot on myself. It hasn't helped much, but I do. It's meditation. I mean, this goes back. I mean, I remember back in the days when the Beatles. I know you guys, the Beatles were a band. You know, it's not a bug. When they went to this guru over in India, you know, and they were Mata Hawada Wada Wada, and they were doing meditation. Then transcendental meditation became really big, right, Brian? You remember that, right? Yeah. And so I've been working on meditation, but I find it very hard and frustrating. So one of the things I read recently was you have to have a mantra, right? A mantra is something you say to yourself to keep you focused and keep you centered. So I finally got my mantra down, and it has helped. And I sit there very calmly and I go, when the frig is this going to be over? When is this going to be over? All right, thank you very much.